Kao The Kangaroo is a 3D platformer hop and bop reboot of the same titled franchise, hoping to revitalize the brand and character with an all-new adventure. And it's good. But because it's good, we're gonna talk about the bad first. And perhaps thankfully, the bad is entirely centered just around presentational issues. To start off, the game has voice acting. A lot of voice acting. But it feels as though the actors weren't told what emotions to convey, what emphasis to use, or sometimes even to emote at all. It feels like I'm just listening to folks read their script and wing it. They needed direction, badly, and the poor delivery really kills potential investment in the world. Bad acting isn't alone in sabotaging the immersion, unfortunately. There are also laughably bad physics, obnoxiously obvious graphical issues, inconsistent world geometry, and broken character models. There's even a quest which has the default title of Quest Name. The game's unpolished, to say the least. The good news? When the game finally does click, it's all in the gameplay, and the gameplay is excellent. Kao's core design is split into 3 pillars: platforming, combat, and exploration. The biggest of these, the platforming, is undeniably the star of the show. It's transparently obvious that a great deal of effort and time went into fine-tuning Kao's movement. There's no barrier between myself and the game, at all. The controls are fluid, the action is fast, and it all feels satisfyingly rhythmic in practice. The moves at Kao's disposal aren't anything new, but hey, that's fine. The game assumes the player's familiarity with old platforming tropes and movesets, as its design aims to appeal to veterans of the genre. That is to say, it doesn't pull any punches. Even outside of the dedicated challenge areas, hazard placement and level design require masterful precision, sharp thought, and exceptional reflexes. You can do quite a lot with basic moves if your world is built around their exploration, and Kao understands this. The second pillar, the combat, isn't quite as robust, but it is equal parts breezy and impactful. Kao zips around the screen as light as an actual boxer, but the undeniably visceral heft behind his blows lends itself well to player satisfaction. Much like in the platforming, there's also a fine rhythm to the combat, though this is mostly due to a fast-charging special meter, enabling Kao to create an immense shockwave that acts both as an offensive and defensive measure. Lastly, we have the exploration. Though at first blush Kao the Kangaroo might seem a linear affair, it's quite invested in encouraging curiosity. There are so many blink-and-you'll-miss-it hidden pathways, creative optional challenges, and perhaps most importantly, the collectibles behind them are just fun to collect, thanks in no small part to their vibrant design. The exploration overall acts as a counterpart to the platforming by championing further investment in its mechanics to supremely rewarding ends. That's 3 for 3. Kao's gameplay really knocks it out of the park, and there's so much more left unsaid. I even love the little details, like the way each checkpoint is essentially a punching bag to nab a few extra coins. But there's also just as much unsaid about the flaws. For example, the writing is really meme heavy. Way too meme heavy. Taken in totality, Kao the Kangaroo feels anachronistic. The heart of its gameplay harkens back to platformers on the PS2 and GameCube, utilizing colorful landscapes with simple and challenging design principles. But the presentation feels more modern, as it's aflush with disgustingly glaring graphical issues and reference-heavy dialogue. Is that too cynical? It feels a bit cynical, but I do really miss when games were actually finished before release. Anyway, if you're looking for a throwback hop and bop 3D adventure that understands its roots and celebrates them, Kao the Kangaroo is... wait, no, apparently there's also a glitch that deletes your entire save data.